in that direction, and it changes how you tell the story. And, I would say some good and some bad ways.
So do you have any kind of stats on how many people saw your videos, how many impressions there were?
That's a good one. That's something that, no, I don't have that stat. I know individual videos, we have some information on individual videos, but I haven't done a collective viewership number. That's I should do that.
But you do have stats on, or a record on, how many people won. So of the 19 candidates that you supported in the Virginia House of Delegates, how many of them won their races?
10 of them. 10 won. Yeah. And it was an incredible night. It was an incredible tsunami election, wonderful night. And out of 19 candidates that one vote at a time worked with, 10 of them won, including one incumbent and 9 flips.
So then what is your plan for 2018?
Oh, goodness. Things have changed a little bit around here. We were crowdfunding our budget last year, and we're still doing some of that because for some of our work, we need to do that. But late last year, the filmmaker Joss Whedon, who directed The Avengers and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he approached me late last year and said, I'm really mad about what's going on in the world right now, and I really want to do something to help. And, what I'd like to do is to support you and your team and give you some resources to expand your work. And so this year we are expanding our scope of work to 10 different states, and we are going to work with 250 candidates across the nation.
Wow. Do you already know which 10 states you're going to work with, or is that still a work in progress?
I do know, but we have not announced it yet. And so I can't share that full list with you, but I can tell you a couple of them. Mm-hmm. So the reason I'm being a little bit secretive about it is that we're still in conversations with the state parties mm-hmm. in those states, and we want to be respectful of those conversations as we move forward. Generally, everyone's thrilled. They're like, oh, free video? Come on in. When can you make it? Do you need a house to stay in? And we're like, yes, actually we do. So we're working in the states that we're ready to share are North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So those will be our first 2 states that we work in this year.
And so are you still going to be working in state legislatures? Is that the primary focus for candidates?
Yep, it is the primary focus. We think that state legislatures are the races where we can make the most difference because they are races that are won and lost on tens of thousands of dollars versus hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a little investment can go a long way. And also it really ladders up, right? State legislatures are the bodies that draw the lines for congressional elections. And as we know, the Republicans have made gerrymandering a very significant part of their political strategy. And the reason they're able to do that is because they control a lot of state legislatures. So part of the strategy to win back federal Congress is to win state legislatures. So the impact really ladders up.
Well, and North Carolina then is a particularly good place to be going into.
Exactly. North Carolina is like heart of darkness down there. And the good news about North Carolina is that the Democratic Party there is so ready to rumble, and they are so down and being they're very open to new ideas, and they're very open to activists and groups helping them accomplish their goals. And they're just so wonderful to work with. And so I have hope. And I have hope that we'll make some good progress this year.
So with these 250 candidates that you're going to be working with, huge number.
Yeah.
Is your team going to remain very small the way it is?
Yes and no. So this is actually, we're running this project like you would run a production, like a movie production or a TV production. We are essentially assigning directors to each state, And each state will have a separate, I'll work on a few of them. I'm going to do 3 states. My production partner, Mara Tasker, will do 3 states. And then we're going to hire 4 additional directors to each take on 1 state. And the idea there is much more manageable. And also the directors and producers are used to running their own sets and their own small projects. So, not that 25 candidates is small, but we do have a strategy for it.
And so if our listeners are interested in helping you in some way, is there a way that they can help?
Yes, please. I think in particular, we are, because of campaign finance law in North Carolina, we're unable to do the work that we want to do without some help from your listeners, from people who are interested in contributing. State campaign finance law in North Carolina requires a state PAC, which we are registered as a state PAC in North Carolina. State law requires there to be a contribution limit from an individual. So where in other states, Joss Sweden can help us by essentially giving us our budget to accomplish our scope of work. In states like North Carolina, he can't just give us the money. We need a team of people who want to join us and help us fight for democracy in those states and fight to elect Democrats who believe in gun safety. So I can give you a link for people to contribute. I think that that's the most significant way that they can help. Other ways to help are spreading the word about what we're doing and about our work. And if there are people who are interested who live in those states who either have resources to share with us in terms of housing or gear, or they know great filmmakers, female filmmakers in those states, they can get in touch with us on our website.
Excellent. Yeah, and we'll post the links for that on our website on this episode as well.
Cool.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you want to make sure people know about you or are thinking about in general?
I'm really grateful for the opportunity to talk with you and with your listeners and share our work and what we're doing. And sometimes people ask me what they can do because they feel really helpless about what's going on right now. And I think our story of our organization and the work that we are doing came from a moment that just felt like that too. And I think what I would say is that if people could look around themselves, look around in their communities, take a look inwards at what skills they have to offer and what, if they have time, if they have money, whatever it is, and to just not be held back by the hopelessness, because when it's unleashed and turned into righteous anger and action through righteous anger, it can be really powerful and can turn into something that you never dreamed it would be, from crying on your couch to helping 250 candidates across the country. I have no idea I do have an idea. It was a very long and painful process, but I would encourage people to not be hopeless, So to have hope and have courage and do something, whatever it is.
Excellent. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for speaking with me. This is a really exciting project, and I look forward to seeing what the full list of states and candidates is going to be and watching your work and help sharing those videos around.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Welcome to Film Roast.
Hey guys, I'm Julia. And I'm Hannah, and we're the co-hosts of Film Roast, where 2 overcaffeinated and underqualified friends talk about movies. That's right. So, if you're into film factoids, semi-terrible celebrity impressions, and keeping up on movies both new and old, then check us out. You can follow Film Roast on Instagram and Twitter at Film Roast Show, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Film Roast. Cheers, and happy roasting!
Thank you for listening to Two Broads Talking Politics. Our theme song is called Sweeter Vermouth and is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. It is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Our logo was created by Matthew Weflin expressly for Two Broads Talking Politics and is copyright 2017. You can find us online at twobroadstalkingpolitics.com, on Twitter at twobroadstalk, and on Facebook as Two Broads Talking Politics Podcast. You can email us at twobroadstalkingpolitics@gmail.com. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player FM, and iHeartRadio. If you would like to support our podcast, you can do so on patreon.com.